Hello everybody, we're the 1975. Thank you for sending us your questions. We're looking forward to answering them, and thank you to Romeo and Saturday Night Online for having us. First question.
Henry from California. What inspired you guys to start a career in the music industry?
There was no ambition to go into a particular industry. It was just the fact that we started making music because that was what we felt was the way to express ourselves. There wasn't that many outlets and boring whatever. So it was we just kind of started as friends and then carried on and always stuck with each other and ended up being a band.
Natia from Prague. What's the best part of performing your songs live?
The best it's the fact that we've had a lot of our songs for so long. You know, we've been together for like 10 years. So
yeah, it feels like we've kind of let them go now and to see people's reactions to them.
Yeah, the crowd reaction is always a big part. People singing along to stuff that we've had kept to ourselves for ages is really nice.
Special.
Yeah.
Laura from Edinburgh. Why did you choose the name The 1975?
Pass.
Google it.
Emma from Belfast. Who would you say are each of your biggest musical influences?
It's very difficult to say that one each. I mean, we always talk about all of ours.
We've got Michael Jackson, Talking Heads, Pia Gabriel, Fleetwood Mac,
Floyd,
yeah.
Christina Aguilera,
Whitney.
I love Christina, I don't know what I'm talking about.
Rebecca from London. Are there any negative comments or misconceptions about the band that really annoy you?
All misconceptions.
Well, but nothing really annoys us. Nothing annoys us properly because we don't have any time to do anything. So we don't have time to resent things. We don't really even have time to enjoy things. So it's kind of we don't like it when people think that all of the grandeur elements of our band, or all of our ambition and stylization, when they think that's part of like an agenda or it's part of the fact that we want to impress anybody. It's not. It's because we love making music and we love making music in its most dramatic and its most poppy and everything. So when people get our personalities wrong, I suppose that's a bit annoying, but
I think when everyone thinks that any part of this is contrived as well, it's a little bit upsetting because we've been doing this for so long. When anyone's like, oh, they've sort of conformed to what some major label thinks they should do.
Just anyone who's has made an unrevised decision about anything.
Yeah, they missed the point.
Plunkers.
So whatever.
Azine from Antwerp. Songwriting and recording wise, what makes this record different from your previous EPs?
It was written over a long period of time, the album. The album spans quite a few years of ideas and songs under different evolutions but the EPs were written after we'd written the album and we were starting to put music out directly, so we'd write and record an EP in a week, like face down, and then put it out and do the same thing another week where we'd write and record. That's how we did Sex and Music for Cars, etc. So the EPs were kind of snapshots of where we were at a particular time, whereas the album was this kind of this large depiction, you know, of a kind of bigger scale of time.
Laura from Ireland. What is each band member's favourite snack?
Red vines.
Red vines.
The new Twizzler.
George loves red vines. The new Twizzlers.
They're the original red licorice, but I've just discovered them after Twizzlers. But they happen to be a lot better. Carry on.
There's loads of stuff. I like grapes. We like peanut butter.
I think you're quite partial to a hot raisin, aren't you?
I like hot raisins. Skittles. Hot raisins in a stick tough brilliant.
Love a good Malteser.
Chocolate pretzel. Carry on.
Claire from Plymouth. If you could go back to any gig or festival from the last year, which one would it be and why?
It would be Reading and Leeds. Reading and Leeds Festival, a one that we've played, and it was great fun. I mean, it was amazing. It was like a culmination of everything that had happened up until that time. It was like we'd seen the festivals get bigger and bigger and bigger, and we ended up at Reading and Leeds, and it was insane.
We went to that festival as a band, like the first festival we ever went to as a band was that one, just to watch, and that was like 7 years ago. So to play it to that many people and
you don't
everything was
expect
special.
You don't expect more people to actually come and see it over the course of one festival period, because that just seems like something that couldn't, you know, it seems too fast. but because Leeds and Reading were there at the end of the summer, it was mental. It was amazing.
Beza from England. What makes you notice specific people in the crowd?
Loads of things. Obvious things. Whether you've got like pink hair, whether you're attractive, whether you look particularly out of place, whether you're 8 foot tall and a guy and you're stood at the front
With one leg.
With one leg. If you've got no legs.
Brilliant.
Keep going. Yeah. That's it.
Freya from Beaconsfield. Which tattoo on each of you means the most to you and why?
Got penguin.
Ross has got a penguin on his wrist. Means nothing to anybody.
It means I like penguins.
I've got a tattoo of my nana on my chest, which means a lot to me because it's my nana.
You
I
like
love
your
her.
nana, to say?
Mine's just, don't know, whatever I feel like.
I've only got one. I've only got one and it's just a girl.
Frankie from Auckland. What's your favourite songs right now?
Just Hold On, We're Going Home by Drake. Is that everyone's favourite song?
Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe.
Oh, Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe by Kendrick. Yeah, them two.
Rachel from Toronto. What's your favourite song to perform on tour?
Settle Down and Heart Out are always quite fun in the middle of the set. Yeah.
Brianna from Marietta. What's the craziest thing a fan has ever done for you?
There's lots of crazy like crying and stuff like that, and like lots of gifts. One of the most amazing gifts was a gift that we got, which was a book that had been, I don't know whether it had been passed around or it had been compiled of like all of our biggest fans from around the world. Someone gave it us in Philadelphia. And it was
stuff
just
from like a girl in Prague in there, and like
it was
loads of people
insane.
in the UK and
Loads of
from America.
letters and photos and drawings and
Just people
messages.
that have met each other through our band is quite bizarre, the idea of that.
Yeah, they're all really close friends now. It's nice.
It's cool.
Stacey from Seattle. If you were in the Hunger Games.
I don't know what the Hunger Games is.
None of us have actually seen that, so we don't know.
Amy from Chicago. What's the best and worst part of being on tour?
The mornings, we can say, are pretty.
The mornings in a tour bus when everybody just falls out of bed and everyone's just like gross, and you've been on you're on a
It's
bus.
10 men in a tube getting out of a bed.
Sounds
It's not as
actually
glamorous
the best thing in the world.
That's the best bit about touring.
Oh,
What's the
nice.
worst?
The worst bit is.
Hope from Chattanooga. What's your favourite location you've ever travelled to in the world?
It's
No,
very.
Chattanooga sounds pretty
It sounds
We should
pretty
get out of
nice.
there.
I know we've been to Tokyo, we've been to spend time in Italy and all across Europe and America and Stoke on Trent in the UK. There's, you know, I say Stoke, Sugar Mill in Stoke. That's the best place I've ever been. Sorry, Stoke.
Jessica from Fort
Steve Dillon, I
Smith.
love that.
Did you always want to be musicians?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's Jessica.
Penelope from Charlotte.
That was the name of the first song we ever wrote, Penelope.
From Charlotte.
No, but just the first bit.
Since you're so busy all the time, what do you like to do when you get free time?
We don't get free time, Penelope. We don't have any free time. When we do have free time, it's in London, where we don't live, where we have a hotel, to spend one day, which you'll normally do your washing in. And
We just still generally spend it together anyway.
Yeah, we don't-
It's a bit weird not to.
we don't have days away from each other. That's not a day off.
Strange.
But I don't know what we do. We don't know what's going on, mate.
India from Los Angeles. What were your favourite TV shows to watch as kids?
Sister, Marisha, Keenan and Kel.
SMTV Live.
Yeah, SMTV Live was so good.
Friends.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Funhouse. Burns watch.
Funhouse was good.
Funhouse is the best
Patch
show.
Up. There's loads of things. Get Your Own Back.
Yeah, they might have that in America.
Dave Benson Phillips. Probably didn't translate.
I don't think he went overseas. Sorry, Dave. Carry on.
Destiny from Huntington Beach. What genre would you describe your music as, I never can come up with something.
Guitar and B. Just call us Guitar and B.
Gabriella from California, what pre-show rituals do you usually do before you go on stage?
None. There's a calm, there's a quiet.
Yeah.
Just like smoke something.
Yeah.
Or just...
It's true, we just smoke stuff and then go on.
Okay, we don't really talk to each other. We just sort of wander about.
We do a lot of pacing and quiet.
It's not a ritual though.
Sound like lunatics. It's fucking crap. I'll leave that to the mayor of Toronto.
Yeah.
Ooh, cultural. Current affairs. Current affairs.
Just
Nicole from Ireland, what exactly do you do to differ your sound from other bands today and still remain popular?
We don't do anything, it's a totally organic thing, and I think if it isn't, then that's not a genuine form of, that's not a genuinely original thing, is it?
no, you'll get.
Jennifer from North Bergen, what are some things you disagree or argue about as a band and
Everything.
as friends?
We disagree and argue about everything because it's funny.
Who
And we have nothing to
moved
do.
the bags? Who left?
Oh
the amount
God!
of
If I find
bags
a bag on my bed.
There's bed or something.
Farm merch guy, if he leaves his bag in the back lounge one more time. Those kind of things, boring things, but I hate everybody.
Emily from Stoke, who's the
Best
weirdest?
place in the world.
Who's the weirdest? Who's
Pick one.
Yeah, I mean,
Who's wearing the most black?
We all are.
Yeah, it's
not you. You lose.
I'm black.
That wasn't the question. Go on.
Why did you ask that?
Because we're all know.
Marcella from Chicago, if you could travel back in time, what year would you travel to and why?
1975, because it's the name of our band.
Amy from New York, what inspires you to write music?
Well, everything. We don't really get directly inspired by any particular thing. I think it's just because we write about our lives. It's more of a documentation than a kind of direct inspiration.
Flora from Glasgow, if you could collaborate with anyone, who would it be?
It would have been Michael Jackson. Maybe somebody, I don't know, like Prince
rapper
or
or something.
a rapper like Kendrick or The Weeknd
A$AP
or A$AP Rocky, someone like that.
Someone different.
Erin from Belfast, what's the meaning behind menswear?
Menswear is just a story of a wedding and the politics that are involved with getting what you need to get through a wedding.
Abby from Southend, what animal do you all think you resemble most and why?
Pass. Pass.
Isabel from Los Angeles, who came up with the band's logo?
What? Which the box and everything? Well, it was just a I don't know. It was there's a friend of ours called Sam as well who was involved in the initial ideas, and we were both really into Chanel and how the simplicity and the minimalism of all of their marketing campaigns. And the box just became, I don't know how it happened. It's just always been there.
Nikki from San Diego, how important do you think artwork and visuals are for an album?
Very important. I think that if there's especially with us, because there's a real juxtaposition between the way our music sounds and feels and the way that everything looks and is presented, and I think that's been a massive, not only a selling point, but a massive element of our identity.
Destiny from Texas, what's the funniest moment that has ever happened on tour?
Last night was pretty funny.
We can't talk about that though. Last night.
Last night.
Laura from Belfast, what are on each of your bucket lists?
Buckets.
We've done a lot of them.
Just buckets.
It's the buckets.
Different
Red one,
buckets.
green one, pink one.
Um,
Big one, little ones.
we did a few this
Don't
year.
you support the
We've done
Rolling
loads this
Stones?
year.
Boom. Have a #1 album. Boom. Become the first band to sell out Brixton before an album. Boom. Loads of stuff. We've already done it. It's insane.
Be nice playing Royal.
Royal
They've all
Albert
been very nice and we appreciate those things very much. Don't love you.
Yeah, don't take anything from it.
Which of your songs on the album do you find most difficult to compose?
Is there somebody you can watch you? No, probably the easiest, but the most difficult to deliver.
Just email it in.
Liz from California, what are your guilty pleasures?
Overly sexualized R&B.
Yeah, that's not guilty pleasure though, because we're openly inspired by that. We love that.
No, but like...
I suppose you shouldn't do, but yeah.
Great
really,
big pop songs. You really like Miley Cyrus these days, don't you?
I love Miley.
There you go, just kidding.
Thanks again for sending your questions. We really enjoyed answering them, and thank you again to Romeo and Saturday Night Online for having us.